this is the simplest chocolate mousse. There's no gelatine, no bullshit. Step number 1, prepare all the ingredients. Have the chocolate melted, have the egg yolks and the sugar and the vanilla beaten, have your egg whites beaten, and have your cream beaten. Okay, you notice I add a little bit of the warm chocolate to the cold egg yolk mixture, otherwise you'll find that it might tend to be difficult to mix. And then I add the rest of the chocolate. You can pour the egg yolk mixture into the chocolate if you want to, if you've got a big enough bowl, but I find that this bowl is better for the whole maneuver because it's just big enough. Okay, so we're going to use a metal spoon to fold the whole lot together. I find a smaller spoon and then I kind of stage up to a gigantic spoon, which is perfect for what I have in mind. So we're giving this a little stir. Next we're going to add the egg whites and the cream together. Now with the egg whites you've beaten in a little pinch of cream of tartar. It just helps the whole lot set. It doesn't change the flavor or anything. And literally a pinch, like half a teaspoon a pinch. Don't get too enthusiastic, otherwise it tends to give it a slightly sour flavor. Now you can add a little bit of liqueur to this if you want, as an additional flavorant for the chocolate. Now the chocolate I use is Belgian chocolate, funny enough actually made in the Belgian style, but produced in Singapore, but be that as it may. Or you can use good old-fashioned dark chocolate off the shelf. The higher the cocoa content, the more bitter your chocolate's going to be. You can also cut the sugar down a little bit too if you want to make the chocolate a little bit more bitter. Now this is the whole recipe. This is how much it makes. You could probably make 4 or 5 of the individual portions out of it, but I just put the rest into a bowl in the fridge, and yeah, we can have that as a snack a little bit later if required. Let's have a little word about portioning here. You can pipe this mousse because it is thick enough, but you need to do it quickly and not handle it too much, otherwise it will become liquid and then you run the risk of it not setting properly. I just like to spoon it into the dish and then I'll serve it topped with a little bit of chocolate sprinkle. If you're using a plain glass, now I'm using martini glasses here, but if you use a plain glass you can take some chocolate syrup, you know the kind they make milkshake out of, and you can swirl it around the glass, then spoon the mousse in, and the mousse will actually hold those swirls in place. So you'll have pretty syrup swirls on the outside of the glass. Okay, now it is obligatory that you taste this mousse at this point, because you've got to make sure that it tastes nice. There's nothing worse than having made the mousse and then realizing, oy vey, it doesn't taste nice. Now if you're in a restaurant, don't use your finger. However, if you are me and you're making this for Julie, there we go, taste it, lick your finger and go, oh yeah, that's really quite yummy. So, 2 different categories of places to cook chocolate mousse for. Okay, now just spoon it in, don't fill the glass all the way to the brim. You can also do a big bowl and you can put chocolate chips in it or bits of coconut, cocoa powder, chocolate beans, chocolate buttons, or whatever you like. The mousse will set around it. Just do not use fruits because of the moisture in it, and especially not pineapple and those things. So there's a really pretty chocolate mousse, and this quite literally takes about 10 minutes to make. I hope you enjoy.